What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys figure preview video. Today we are taking a look at the newly released Harley Quinn Artisan edition from the Suicide Squad. First and foremost, I want to apologize. This figure was released weeks ago, and I know that I'm barely talking about it right now. I do want to confess, I was waiting for Sideshow Collectibles to release this figure up for pre-order. For some reason, they have not done it yet, and again, it's been weeks since we've got the figure release, so I wanted to wait until Sideshow Collectibles release the figure so that way I can put the website of where you guys can go ahead and pre-order it. And also I feel like Sideshow does a good job of explaining all the details and all of the accessories that the figure comes with, but because they haven't released the figure, I feel like it's been overdue for me to talk about this figure. So today we are on Hot Toys' Facebook website, where we can pretty much see the same images that Sideshow would have posted. So I really quickly want to confess, the Suicide Squad is a movie I have not watched yet for some reason. Well, actually, you know what? There is a reason. The reason behind me not watching this movie, if you guys have watched previous videos of mine, I've always talked about how much I've given up on DC and their projects. This movie did not catch my attention. Obviously, there's a lot of interesting characters, and a lot of legendary DC characters, but to me, what Warner Bros has been doing with DC has been a disgrace, and I'm at a point where I really have no interest in watching their projects anymore. I guess I'll watch the Superman movie that's gonna come next year, but the Suicide Squad was a movie that really didn't interest me. Now, I will say this, to me, Margot Robbie, just watching on videos on YouTube and things like that, she is by far the best interpretation of a Harley Quinn in a live action movie, and it's not even close. Now, we haven't seen a lot of Harley Quinns in movies. We've only seen them in animated series or video games, but as far as live action movie, from the ones that we've gotten, no question about it, Margot Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn was phenomenal. I cannot deny that. So she was great, and this would be my first ever Harley Quinn figure, despite the fact that Hot Toys has released other ones in the past. This would be the first one that I ever get a chance to purchase. So please help me out on this one, guys, because again, since I haven't seen the movie, I don't know if this is just like an alternative look that Hot Toys has decided to give the figure, or if we actually got this look either in the movie or maybe in another movie. I really don't know. Obviously, the colors themselves, I recognize them. It's the kind of the original red and black look that she gets. Now, this is an Artisan edition figure, and it is an exclusive figure as well. I have a couple of complaints about this figure. To me, this figure is not perfect, and I will touch on those a little bit later, but I did want to quickly go over the wardrobe. The wardrobe looks absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, material wise, we'll have to see once we get the figure to see how it's made out of. It seems so far that we might get a little bit of leather, but we'll see if we get actual leather. So that is something that we'll definitely have to see once we get the figure herself. As we always like to say, these are just prototype images. The final result could be a little bit different. And as I mentioned before, this is an Artisan edition, so we'll get an actual rooted hair for everything. The braids, the back, the front, everything is rooted hair. To me, I think that is a great idea. I think that this type of figure is a must Artisan. But I will say this, one of the issues that I have is that this is the only option we get. We only get the option of buying the Artisan edition. There is not going to be a standard edition, or so I believe. Again, maybe once Sideshow Collectibles release the figure up for pre-order, maybe there will be a standard edition. But so far, I haven't seen Hot Toys release any images on either Facebook or Instagram. So I can honestly say that most likely there won't be a standard edition, like kind of like a sculpted hair version for the figure. It would just be an Artisan edition. To me, that is an issue because, number one, I would go for the Artisan edition. She just looks more legit and more real. But as I always like to say, Artisan isn't for everybody. Some people don't want to struggle. Some people just rather get the figure at with the sculpted hair and have her just pose that way. people don't want to struggle with all the hair and and rearranging the hair from side to side and try to put it together. So because of that, it's like I feel like Hot Toys should have given both options to us collectors, just so that way we can pick and choose which one is the better for us, right? But since they've done nothing but Artisan edition on this one, it's like we're forced to buy this version, and I do have an issue with that. Again, as I mentioned before, I feel like this is not for everyone. So to the actual figure itself, as I mentioned before, the outfit looks great. I love the coloring. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Again, the material we'll have to see until we get the figure herself, but obviously the main focus is that head sculpt, and this is the perfect image that I can get for the head sculpt. So obviously we'll get rolling eyeballs. That is a must with this figure. There's a lot of great detailing on this head sculpt. So the head sculpt, the teeth work, her tongue, the lips, the skin texture, it looks absolutely phenomenal. And based on the images, the rooted hair looks perfect as well. But there are two complaints that I have about the head sculpt. Number one, her eyeballs. I wanted to take a really good look at her eyeballs because they look small from the beginning, but I thought, okay, maybe it could just be the makeup, right? The way that the makeup is made up. Maybe that's what's making the eyes look small. But looking at this image right here really close, I still feel the same way. I think her eyeballs are too small. And Margot Robbie is somebody who has big eyes, beautiful big eyes. And I think that Hot Toys kind of made a mistake here. The eyes are too small in my personal opinion. So that is one complaint that I have. And then the second complaint is that we only get one head sculpt. Obviously it's not really normal for Hot Toys to do multiple head sculpts. With most figures we'll only get one. But I feel like Harley Quinn, just like the Joker, is a character of many expressions, many facial posing. And to me, just getting one option for posing when it comes to Harley Quinn is kind of, it kind of lets me down in a bit, in a way, because again, as I mentioned before, this character has a lot of facial expressions, just like the Joker. So I feel like it's one of those things where we have to get multiple options to pose the figure. So the fact that we only get this facial expression, again, it is a good facial expression. I don't mind this facial expression, but I would have loved to get other options. So those are my two complaints of this face sculpt. Everything else is perfect. The lips, again, the teeth, the skin, the face, the expression, the rooted hair, everything looks great. Again, just the eyeballs would be my only issue. I can see Margot Robbie from pretty much every single angle, but it's not 100% her because of those eyeballs, in my personal opinion. But feel free to let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with me regarding her head sculpt. Another thing too that we can kind of see here, and hopefully we can see in a closer image, obviously right here we get just some of the accessories that it comes with. Let me see if we can get a closer look. By the way, we'll get a rectangle display base with the Suicide Squad and the same color as her outfit. And then also we get this big well, I'm not sure to call it backpack, but more like a bag where pretty much it's gonna have a lot of her accessories like weapons, guns, and things like that. So those are things that she will come with. She's got this big also bazooka gun as well that looks really good. I would say just your typical plastic gun, and she'll have multiple accessories. And then again, as I mentioned before, that big bag that she will have herself. So let me see if I can get a closer image. So I guess this is probably as good as it gets. So one thing that I really wanted to praise Hot Toys for is that the skin texture matches very well between the head sculpt and the neck. It looks really nice. I do wonder what the material will be for the chest neck area. I'm guessing it will be regular plastic, not necessarily silicone. I feel like they would have let us know in one of these images, but I like the fact that the skin texture matches between the head and the actual chest / neck area. So I really don't have any issues with the figure as far as below the neck. Everything looks good. The outfit, the skin texture, as I mentioned before, the rooted hair, the accessories. Again, only those three issues: the fact that they didn't give us two options of doing Artisan or standard, her eyeballs, and then of course the lack of head sculpts for the lack of facial expressions, whichever guys you want to think, you know, what you want to call it. So that's pretty much all that I can really say for the figure. Again, as I mentioned before, she looks absolutely amazing. I like everything about her. I really can't find anything that could ruin the figure for me. As I mentioned before, there are certain things that are not perfect, but still it's a good figure, and I like this alternate look to her. Again, she would be my first ever Harley Quinn. I don't own another one. Maybe in the future I'll buy older figures, but as I always like to say, I don't like buying older figures because they'll always find a way to do a 2.0, so might as well just avoid you know, buying an extra figure that I shouldn't get. So for now, that is pretty much everything that I have to say. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this figure or if you guys don't, and if you guys are going to go ahead and purchase her or not. I wish I could include a link to Sideshow, but again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Sideshow has not released this figure up for pre-order, but once she does, once they do, I'll go ahead and include the link maybe on a story on Instagram, or if there is a need to do a 2.0 for this figure preview because of other things that I have found out about her, I will go ahead and do it. Although if everything's the same, then I really don't feel the need to do it. But once Sideshow does post a link, post the figure up for pre-order, I'll make sure to let you guys know either on Instagram or on TikTok. So again, that's pretty much everything that I have to say. It's the figure itself with the accessories. Let me jump to the final image. Oh, and by the way, before I do, my god, the rooted hair looks good, man. It looks really good. I do wonder how it's gonna look once we get it in person. It could change a lot. I hope it doesn't change for the worse, but man, it looks really good for sure on these images. And then obviously the recreation of the outfit, and again, I really want to know what the material is going to be that they're gonna go ahead and use for this specific figure. It could be leather, it could be pleather, we'll see, right? But I hope that they make the right choice for the material, so that way this material does not get damaged in any way. So finally, the last image that I've been looking for. So again, we get the figure herself, pretty much some of her accessories that it comes with, some different display of hands, the rectangle display base, and that's pretty much it. I really can't think of anything else that she could have came with. I like everything that I see so far. Just again, the head sculpt, I thought it could have been better, and maybe an additional head sculpt to give us a different facial expression would have been great. But this is pretty much just what we get. So again, let me know in the comments if you guys are going to go ahead and purchase her, and let me know what are your thoughts about her. For now, this is going to be it for this Harley Quinn figure preview video. As always, thank you for supporting the channel, and if it is the first time that you're watching me, as always, feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications bell so that we are always updated anytime that I drop a video like this or I drop an unboxing for a specific figure. So thank you once again for tuning into this video, guys, and I will see you next time.